Hi there. Over the last 18 months or so, we've all developed new habits through the lockdowns and the restrictions, but we've also lost a number of habits that we had before, and maybe those things that we've lost we might regret. One of those things which quite a few people have lost is the habit of gathering together as God's family in church. In chapter 10 of the book of Hebrews, we read this: "And let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together, as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another." There are, of course, patterns of meeting together all throughout the New Testament, and the assumption is that there will be a regular meeting together of followers of Jesus. 18 months ago, we were faced with a new question. How do we gather together during a global pandemic? Many answers to that question came in the form of different online offerings, which were a good thing and which served a purpose at the time and which will serve us well in some ways going into the future. Along the way, many people have lost the habit of meeting together and found ourselves with new habits that have replaced them. And that's nobody's fault. It's a natural thing. But the question is, how can we rediscover the essential habit that the Bible talks about of making gathering together as Christians, as much as possible in person, a priority? So look, I think the question that's really going to help us is this: what are we meeting for? What is the actual point of gathering together as Christians? Well, according to the New Testament, there are two main reasons, and they are to glorify and to edify, and I'll explain what those mean in just a moment. But really, it's not so much what's in it for me, but that being there makes a difference to other people in ways which maybe we can't really comprehend. If I'm missing on a regular basis, then part of the body of Christ is missing. We need each other. And so we gather to glorify God, to worship Him, to offer ourselves in service to Him. And we meet to edify each other. We meet to encourage one another, to spur one another on, as Hebrews tells us. We meet for a sense of rest, for healing and for hope. We meet to recalibrate and remind ourselves of God's perspective on life. We meet so that we can live lives following Jesus each and every day on our front lines, being agents of God's love, agents of His kingdom in the big things and in the small things of life. So you see, there really is a reason God calls us to meet together regularly. In fact, there are lots of reasons why He calls us to do it. And we're all different. So, it's going to take some of us longer to re-engage with our church family again. So we need to be patient. But at the same time, let me just leave you with this question. Who can you encourage to re-engage with meeting together as God's family here? And even who might you invite for the first time?